couple announcements.
I was just going to let people know who aren't here in person. If you go directly out this door, right across the hallway is a single-use restroom, and also if you go out this door, you're going into our main lobby. You kind of swing around here. There are also 2 singular-use restrooms out there as well if you need to use the facilities. Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you, Kayla. So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our first hybrid meeting of the Livingston County ROSC Council. For me, this is really exciting because I'd much rather come into your offices and sit across from the table and look you in the eye. And I don't know if you want to do that with me, but that's the way I prefer doing things. And, you know, I think it's really nice for us to be able to get in one room. I know we do have some more people coming. They're at previous meetings right now, but they will be coming in a little while, or that's what they tell me. And then we've got great representatives on the Zoom call as well this afternoon. So thank you all for being here in whatever format you're here. I want to say happy birthday to Livingston County ROSC. We are celebrating every year in that. It is great that, you know, Chestnut, the grant holder of the Livingston County ROSC, has been welcomed into Livingston County in the manner that it has been. And for me, on a personal level, I've had conversations with everyone in this room, plus dozens and dozens of others, and it is a great place to work. And I will continue to repeat this as long as I'm here. I've worked in a lot of different counties, and when I come into Livingston County, people are on board with the needs of the community in a capacity that it just, I mean, I want to say there's no reason for it, but the reason is because everyone in this room, everyone on that screen, and everyone who is not here today actually cares about their community and cares about the public. So it's really a privilege to be here in any capacity, quite honestly. So Chestnut came here. We started actually in July of 2021, but we actually came into the county in November of 2021. And so we're grant-wise, we're at our three-year mark, and it's great. I would like to take just a moment to introduce you to Autumn, who is managing that end of the Zoom call today. Autumn is currently, or is now as of July 1st, with the Livingston County ROSC. And it is an honor to have her. I've worked around her for the last couple of years, and it's an honor to have her join this team. She's already made a significant difference in 8 days, and that is awesome. So a round of applause for Autumn, if you will.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here and part of the team.
Thank you. Where are we at? So what we'd like to do now is we'd like to start on the screen and introduce each other, introduce ourselves, and what your agency is, who you are, what you do, and any agency updates at the same time. And if you want to add, what is your favorite summertime activity? So 4 things: who you are, who you represent, any updates that you have for your agency, and what is your favorite summertime event? So we'll start with our friend Joanna.
Oh, wow. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Joanna Gonzalez, ROSC coordinator here for Illinois Department of Human Services, Substance Use Prevention and Recovery. What do? I get to work behind the scenes, and I oversee all of our amazing 43 ROSC councils across the state of Illinois. So I get to brag about you guys to all the people here that work for the state of Illinois, make sure that we keep all this funding going, make sure that we approve. I do all like the boring stuff, like the approving budgets, all the stuff. You guys get to do like the cool work. But what do I like to do in the summer? I live in Chicago. I work, of course, out of Chicago, and I love all of our festivals. We have really, really cool festivals here. So like every weekend, there's always something to do here. And then just enjoying my little 3-year-old. Yeah, that's what I do.
Thank you. Carrie?
Good afternoon, everyone. Carrie Knapp. I'm the Associate Director of Community Health with Chestnut Health Systems and the Program Supervisor for the Livingston ROSC. So it's great to see all of you this afternoon. No program updates on my end in particular. John will be sharing, and some other folks in the room will be sharing all the great work happening in Livingston County. But my favorite summertime activity, I love to take my hammock and a good book and go to the local park.
Thank you. And I'm going to give Carrie a little kudos too. Up until this meeting, she has managed all of our Zoom calls. She's done that from St. Louis. She's done it from Bloomington. She's done it from Washington, D.C. So thank you for all of your efforts in this county. You've been, it's been great working with you. Glad you're here. And we look forward to seeing her this summer in person from time to time. So definitely looking forward to that. Julie, how are you today?
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie Pullman, and I work with the statewide ROSC in Region 4. So I am the region underneath you. I'm the TA specialist here. So Cami is in your midst. I see her in her pretty green shirt, and I do the same job she does, but with other counties. So I just come to learn. I'm happy to be here. In the summer, I have a pool and a 1-year-old granddaughter. So anytime that I'm not working or on weekends, that's how we're spending our time. Thanks for having me, John.
Thank you, Julie. Abby, how are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing great. My name is Abby Behrens, and I work with Brightpoint out of Bloomington. We service Livingston County as well as 4 other counties. We just offer counseling and case management for families who have been exposed to domestic violence. So just offering healing and attachment to the children 0 and 18 to their safe caregivers. No really big updates right now. We're still taking referrals. I know that we've been getting some referrals from Livingston County, but if you're working with any families that you think would be appropriate for our services, just let us know and we'd be happy to chat with them and see if they'd be a good fit. As well as events. If there's any great events going on, we'd love to be present more in Livingston County. So if there's anything that would be appropriate for us to sit at the table, I'd love if you could just reach out and I would be happy to find someone from our team to be there. But I think that's it. Everything else is just business as usual. And my favorite summertime activity this year, I've just been soaking in all the time with my littles. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old at home. We've had some summer birthdays and we just wrapped up our first T-ball season. So that was really fun. So it's been a blast, but that's all I have to share today. Thanks for still having this virtual so I can still join today.
Thank you, Abby. And we'll just start in the back of the room and move forward, if that's okay. Put you on the spot.
Yes, definitely. Barb Browning, the treatment supervisor back here for the substance use department. Here at IHR, Teresa asked me to sit in about a half an hour. Any updates for you all at this time? I apologize. I'm a hardcore gardener, so all things growing, all summer, spring, summer, and fall. It doesn't matter. So
Great. Thank you. Glad you're here.
I'm Rhonda Looney. I'm a recovery support specialist. I work on the crisis team here at IHR. My favorite summertime is fun is with my grands. I have 8 and a 9th on the way in the next pretty much any time. So they keep me busy. So that's what I love to do.
I'm Kay Gray. I am a prevention specialist here with IHR, so I do prevention education to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and also coach here at Operation Snowball and here in Livingston County with my coworker Caitlin. My favorite summertime pass right now is Jeeping, because when I just invested in a Jeep Wrangler, so we like to take a top off and go right. So
cool. I like that.
Yeah. I am Caitlin Chagoya. I work here as a substance use prevention specialist for the 4th and 5th graders in any school in Livingston County that'll take me. So yeah, it's been good. This is only year number 2 for this. We're just completed year number 2 for this program, and it's gone well so far. Hopefully, we're gonna keep going strong with all of our prevention efforts. I also co-chair Operation Snowball, which for our county is involving our local high schoolers. To try to plan events in the fall for 4th and 5th graders, and then an event in the spring for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So we are still learning all the ins and outs from staffing changes. And so right now, my least favorite summer activity has been finishing all of our year-end reports. But I think my favorite summer activity, we just moved, my husband and I just moved into our first house. So we actually have like a patio that we're able to just sit out and relax. So it's nice to have our own space and just like have a place to be out and enjoy the sun, because when you work indoors, what is the sun?
Thank you.
I'm Ryan Bauman, Livingston County Sheriff. I don't know that we have any updates on anything we're doing in our facility. As some of you already know, I love to play music. I enjoy that an awful lot. So any time of the year, actually, that is always my favorite thing.
Thank you.
I'm Melissa, and I'm from the Life Center for Independent Living. The only thing we have coming up, I don't have flyers yet, but there will be a low vision fair at the Senior Center here in Pontiac on August 5th at 2 p.m.
Thank you.
Your favorite summer activity?
Oh, gosh. Just being outside. If I could be outside, my office has no windows. So I'm like the pool, in the car with the sunroof open, anything.
And I'm sorry, can you repeat the date, please?
Oh, August 5th.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Deb Howard. I'm the director of the United Way of Livingston County. I'm the director of the Fairbury Community Fund. I run the FEMA Food Emergency Shelter Program for the county, and also the Homeless Coalition for the county. United Way is going to make goal. We're not that far away. Thing that we can fund the agencies, that, the way we want to. And we'd like to actually fund them all more, but we can fund them what we promised them this year, so that's a good thing. And my favorite summer activity is we have a pool, so I like to sit in the pool in my floating lawn chair and read a book.
That's great.
Catch up on my reading.
My name is Lauren. I'm with Safe Journeys. I am the legal advocate for Livingston County. Safe Journeys, we provide free confidential services to survivors of domestic violence and or sexual violence. I don't necessarily have any updates. Favorite summer activities. The most favorite thing I've done this summer, we did a haunted taxi tour in Atchison, Kansas a couple days ago. If you guys are into some weird, freaky stuff, that's it. It was as weird as it came. We toured a legitimate crack house, is how he described it. He's like, this is an old crack house. And then there was like 10 bodies allegedly buried in the basement, and our tour guide had died twice. So it was, yeah, it was cool and super fun when it was over.
So is that why Atchison, Kansas is on the map?
Well, I guess there's like other haunted houses in the same little rural community as well. Like we had dinner and all the locals were talking to us about it. It felt like right before the Blair Witch Project where they went to the woods.
I'm Cammie Garrison. I am with Chestnut Health. I'm the Region 3 Technical Assistant. So I am here just to help John with anything that he needs. And my favorite summer activity, I can't compete with that. I do like to travel, but I don't like haunted things. So that might be good for me. I just like being in the pool and being outside.
Thanks, Cammie.
Dr. Erin Fogarty, the new administrator for Livingston County Health Department. Good time, I am sure that I'm so sorry. Really bizarre to say all of that, and so anyways, so that we have some transitions happening as far as personnel wise. Our current administrator, Jackie Beaver, who's been with us for 34 plus years now, will be retiring here on July 25th. So I invite everyone out to the health department from 3 to 5 on July 25th, so that we may send her off with all of the congratulations and well wishes that she deserves. So, And I will let all the rest of our agency updates and from our new health education department.
I am the new health education and marketing director at the health department. I'm the new Erin, so she is doing a great job of kind of helping me transition into that role. I've been teaching PE for 22 years in Gibson City. So it's been a much needed change in my life, but as far as updates go and what we have going on, we have a lot going on. One of our big things that we need to get, we'll pass these around. We are doing school physicals and immunization, sports physicals. And if we can get these out and get the word out, our numbers have been kind of low. I know that in my own life, sometimes that's something that falls off the radar, but I do know that junior high, middle school sports will be starting here in July, and then fall sports start the second week of August, I believe, is when they have first contact. So we need to get kids their school physicals, their sports physicals, and then we are doing immunizations also. Let Erin pass that out. We also are in the middle of our I-Plan community needs assessment. This is not the same one that OSF is doing. Their flyer is green, ours pink or blue. And we are trying to get as many responses to this, quality responses, people that represent other people in the community, just encouraging people to take this survey. And it is kind of what will guide us for the next 5 years on where we're going to head with the health department. So I have this is like the QR code, or they can call into the health department. Also, we have somebody at the front desk that can just do their survey over the phone. And if you work in an agency where like paper copies maybe would be better, I did bring some of those also. So that's always an option. It looks really, really long. It's really not. It's just spaced out really nice in a big font. So there are those. I will leave these here, and then when we're done, if you want paper copies, you can pick that up. Also, we do Courage to Quit, which is a smoking cessation program. We currently do not have anybody signed up in August. That one will take place here at IHR the 7th and 14th. Yeah, the third date is the 28th, I believe. I think it's the 28th. So they can take it through here, or they can just contact us out of the health department and we can get them signed up through that also. So I'll get the planner out one for you. I'll have Erin pass that around. If you just pull one of those off, it's just a good little like, hey, here's a little resource that we do offer.
And if you'd like a tearaway pad.
Yes, we have more. I can get you a whole pad, yeah. And my favorite, was that all, Erin? I think. Back to school. I about forgot back to school. We are going to do a back to school event. And there are actually 3 agencies doing back to school events. It will be Boys and Girls Club and the Authentic Church, and we all kind of are offering different things. So it's not a, hey, come to mine instead of this one. It's kind of making sure that all the kiddos in Livingston County get their supplies, get what they need. Our event is actually going to be on August 5th. That's Monday, August 5th from 4 to 6 p.m. And we have about 100 backpacks that we're going to hand out, some supplies, some goodies, some just information things. I know ROSC is going to be there with us. If anybody else is interested in joining us, then that is an option as well. I think those are the details of that. But yeah, we will be putting out a flyer with our dates and our information, and then it will also include those other 2 agencies that are doing back to school events. So please just encourage families that there's stuff out there for kids, and it doesn't matter where it comes from. We're all working together to make sure that our kids are prepared with some of their physical needs before they start the school year.
Oh, we also have some fairs coming up that Chris will be attending, in particular the 4-H fair as well as the Fairbury Fair, which will be new for us. So we're going to be at Fairbury Fair for a couple different days. We're taking the big tent. So if anybody would like to be housed under the big tent with us whenever we're during family fairs.
Oh, and my favorite thing is just wind therapy. You mentioned the Jeep. I love Jeeping, boating, ATVs, whatever wind therapy. That's what does it for me. So yeah.
That's great. Lots of updates, lots of good stuff there. We've had a couple other people join since we got started. Marco has joined via Zoom. Marco, if you are willing, give us who you are, who you work for, and any updates that you might have for what you're doing at your agency and your favorite summertime activity.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Sorry I was late. My name is Marco Chagoya. I am a counselor with Safe Journeys. We have a new community engagement director, which is Erin. So I'm not sure if she's over there right now, but if not, I will tell her from the next meeting. And my favorite thing to do in the summer be in the room with the AC. You know? So, but yeah, I like the AC quality. It's a pleasure to be here.
I got something about being inside with air conditioning tonight.
You broke up quite a bit there, Marco, but thank you for sharing. We're glad you're with us this afternoon. And we've got Teresa.
Hi, I'm Teresa Deemer. I'm Director of Special Initiatives here at HR. And update-wise, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I did want to start, Crystal. I haven't gotten back to you about the drive or your drive.
Oh, yes.
So I will probably be there, and I may just have an IHR shirt on and help you guys with whatever you need. I haven't circled back to your email. And then if you could maybe tell us what you were, there was an email that went out from the front desk. And so are you saying you're not, it was a confusing email about the next class here and such, so.
Oh, yes. So the one in September, I have not been able to get that training in yet. Okay. The one in September, we are going to postpone. If I get that training, then we'll set something up. But we are gonna go ahead and do the August class that's still scheduled. And then hopefully Erin will still be doing that role and I can kind of see, she'll coach me.
Great. You know, maybe next time, try to leave me the message and then I will decipher it and decide.
Gotcha.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, what is this mean? Oh, yeah. There's a little confusion, but thank you. Yeah, and Maddie from probation contacted me. We had to report running a little late. So she should be here in a little bit.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else
Thank you. Favorite summertime activity?
right now. Oh, wow.
Working in IHR.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's great. Great.
Yeah.
They did
air conditioning.
Least favorite. They
Right.
were reading
For
through
your one or the other.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Thank you.
go. Well, at this time, I'd like to ask Rhonda to give an update on our recovery and action subcommittee.
I'm gonna actually come over there where John was standing, only because I have these ladies behind me, so just might be better to do that. Okay, so we attended the Dave's Pig Out event over there in Fairbury, so that was a great event. I thought it went well. It was Taylor, John, and I, and we actually had the opportunity to distribute actually several cards, and that was kind of the incentive to. When the kids came up to get stuff, you know, we made sure that we handed a card and, you know, and could actually talk a little bit to John is here, but could actually talk to the individuals that came up and you know, to the table. So I feel that well. I had never seen so many people in one place in Fairbury like I did that day. I mean, that was
busy.
That was unbelievable. I was really impressed with that. And then John and I, we actually had, that was the first meet and greet that we had. It was Freedom and Recovery. We actually had it at the Senior Center, and that was on June 28th. We had about 5 people attend. And it basically was where we talked a little bit about who ROSC is and what ROSC does. And actually, I don't know about John, but I personally had a couple of those individuals come up to me and talk to me at later dates, indicating they had no idea and they were just really excited. A couple of them are going to actually attend with us in some upcoming events. So I thought that was really awesome. So it was a fun night, wasn't it, John? So anyway, and then, you know, we have some more things coming up, but it just reinforced the importance of helping individuals understand who ROSC is and what ROSC does.
Because I've always said that I think there was a misconception early on. So now I think it's the clearer it gets, the more people I think are gonna actually participate and want to be a part of, so. I think that's all I have, John.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Okay.
That was great.
John, I have Matt, she's texting me and emailing me, let me get some time before I look for it.
So this is Maddie's update for the Educating for Change Committee given by Teresa. In the absence of Taylor and someone else.
Correct, yes. Okay, the Educating for Change group has been meeting with the other subcommittees monthly to coordinate for events. The Educating for Change subcommittee's main goal is to educate those in our community to reduce the stigma around substance use. At this time, we plan to represent ROSC at National Night Out on August 6th in Dwight and the Recovery Month event at the Rec Center on September 14th. If anyone has any events they think we would be beneficial at, please let us know. Our next subcommittee meeting will be on July 24th. If anyone would like to join.
Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome.
Tell Maddie thank you.
I will.
Well, it sounds like her plate is full this afternoon, and she does a lot of great work. She's been very instrumental in bringing probation to the table in a different way than they have been before. So that is great. So really what I want to talk about next is our calendar. So we don't have a lot left for July to really be at in terms of events and things like that. But August, hang on, okay? So our next council meeting is Thursday, August 1st at noon via Zoom. Back to school on Monday, the 5th at Livingston County Health Department from 4 to 6 p.m. So ROSC will be participating in that. And I sent that out to someone else and I said it was a drive-by meeting and it should be a drive-through meeting. They sent back 9 question marks and I'm like, so I have to. The very next night, the ROSC will have 2 tables along with lots of agencies that are in this room at National Night Out in Dwight. And I forgot the time, but I think it's 5 to 8. And we're going to set up about 3:30 in the afternoon. So that week is quite busy. And then Saturday, the 10th, Boys and Girls Club duck race at Humiston Park with a lot of other events as a back to school from 11 to 2. So ROSC will be participating in that with 2 tables with the Recovery in Action as well as the regular ROSC table, which is kind of forming into Educating for Change at the same time. So lots of good things there. The ROSC has elected not to participate at the Fairbury Fair, simply because of the activities and the times. It's a great venue to meet people, but there's really no way to get far enough away from the beer tents. And there's just something about that we've just decided not to participate in for that purpose. It's not that the individuals there that are having a beer with their kids cannot be served, but we've just elected to not participate in that for those reasons. But on Saturday, August 17th, Flanagan Fest, we will be at that with 2 tables as well. And as it stands right now, it looks like we'll have the Educating for Change the Recovery for Action in the park and the Educating for Change in the downtown vendor area. So we're going to have 2 tables in 2 locations at Flanagan Fest on Saturday, August 17th. And then our next ROSC subcommittee meeting will be the 28th, in August to be the 28th. And we move on to September. September is busy in a different way. Our September ROSC Council meeting will be at noon via Zoom on Thursday the 5th. And then 14th, we will be having the Recovery Month event at the Rec Center here in Pontiac. And that is going to entail just a great opportunity. There will be space for probably 20 different tables in one area. We have court number 3. We'll be able to hopefully have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. We will have putt-putt golf. We will have a bags tournament. We will have food, yet to be determined who will be supplying the food. We have hopefully music yet to be asked. who may want to participate in that. Found all the electrical there, so there's places to plug in. And there, I promise there will not be a stage that wobbles and is on wheels. So whoever that may entail, it'll be a more sturdy environment for everyone involved, believe me. But we never know if we don't try, right? Sure. So so that is the 14th of September. Harvest Days, we will have Harvest Days in Dwight on Saturday the 21st, again with 2 tables, Recovery in Action and Educating for Change. We will be at the Wabash Fest on Saturday, September 28th in Forest, and that will be a first-time event for us.
That'll be a good one.
So with that, looking for individuals to help volunteer at the tables. And then as far as most of these events with National Night Out and with the recovery event at the Rec Center, let everybody know, and it's going to be on our Facebook very soon. Please share that. But that is an opportunity. We served about 60 families last year at the event when we had it at Block 59. The venue was good, but it's not, you know, if it rains or snows or whatever it does in September, which it could do anything, we really sought an indoor venue for that. And the Rec Center, Gary is just he's a champion when it comes to this. And we've kind of got the run of the joint, so to speak, and we want to tell all of those folks thank you for that. And then I'll be putting together a meet and greet for that as well, coming up in the first part of maybe late in July, but probably the first part of August. So a few of us can go and look at the venue and decide exactly where that's going to be, because this is your event, it's not mine. We want to be able to see where things are going to fit best and accommodate everyone who's going to participate. So with that, we're gonna transition a little bit into fiscal year 25. So we're into July. We're fiscal year 25. It's really a little hard to imagine starting our 4th year as a ROSC in Livingston County. But since our inception, the Livingston County ROSC has reinforced the facts that there is not only a need for strong coalition and community partners, but there already had been a strong coalition of community partners before the ROSC ever got here. And that, as I said earlier, I mean, it's a great environment to come into, because all of you folks in this room and beyond, I mean, this email, you know, our email list right now is 94 strong. That's a good place to be. So whether they're here on the first Thursday of the month or however that looks, or this time second Thursday, you know, people are involved. We do get response from a lot of those individuals. So they may not be active participants, but they know what's going on. So I think that speaks a lot for the Livingston County community. But growing into what today is a strong and successful ROSC Council, you've contributed, or you've continued to embrace the need for community-wide change. And that is huge, because we know that we do need that community-wide change. When I look at the agencies that are represented here today, that's what you do. No matter what your job is, no matter what your passions are, you're already making those changes. The opportunities that are being addressed regarding substance use and mental health issues continuing the community education is a huge piece of what we do. And offering sober activities, which the Recovery in Action Subcommittee is really trying to piece together. I don't know that we're getting a late start, we're just getting a different start. We're getting a restart in that. And bringing families together to know that there are sober events, that there are sober things that they can do, and there's places they can go. And you know, when I was starting my recovery, there was nothing like that to do. You wanted to take your kid bowling, it was going to be bowling where there's alcohol. If you wanted to do whatever, it's going to be that specific scenario. And we don't have to do that today. We have other options for folks seeking recovery and who are active in recovery and who do not have to be in environments that are triggering to their substance use or their mental health issues, or the combination of both. The invitation of the community to step in and help us reach out is a part of a plan for success. And we're all participating in that. And that is a great place to be. but the continuation of building a sustainable recovery community. That's how we need to continue our focus. And when the ROSC came here, that's what we promoted. That we were trying to build a sustainable recovery community that's going to be here years after ROSC is gone, or years after I'm gone, or both. But that is our ultimate goal: sustainable recovery community, instilling hope, offering resources, meeting people where they are, and bringing them with us will be the result of what we're doing here today. The ROSC when the ROSC is gone, what we are building stays. And isn't that what we all want? Doesn't matter what entity we're in, but that it stays. It continues to grow, it broadens its reach, and it remains effective. The work that we're doing today, the work that all of you are doing today, is heading that direction, and that's awesome to be a part of. What we're doing remains effective. It continues to be recognized, and it has even greater success than really what we imagined coming into this. So that's our goal for the ROSC, as the grantee, as the person in the county from the grantee, me, to do these things. And the accomplishments are growth, stability, and hope. So what are your goals and expectations for fiscal year 25 and beyond? And I want to open that up to the room or anyone on the Zoom call. If you'd like to share, we'd certainly like to hear what you have to say. What are your expectations for fiscal year 25 and beyond? Anyone?
Nobody else is going to speak. I just hope that I'm able to continue to support the other agencies that are here and on the Zoom call with any way that the sheriff's office can.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. And seeing your team at the events is huge. Yeah, it means a lot to me personally.
And most of the time the officers really enjoy it. Not always, but it's hot out there usually. Most of the time they enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, my expectation and hope is, and one of the things that I think is so wonderful about coming together is all of the new partners that we have that we sometimes Social Service Coalition doesn't necessarily catch the same partners that we have in this room. And so I think speaking to the strength of this coalition and in the way whenever we have one outreach event, we're all put together and saying who can be here to share the load. And whenever we're at those events, being able to bounce back and forth between our tables because we all know each other's resources so well. I just think it's an incredible piece about Livingston County. To John's point, it's really an incredible place to be.
Yeah. And that's really, really nice when you're the only one working the table and you have to go.
Yeah, and that happens, from time to time. I usually Vince said, you come over here, your phone number's on this tag. But it all works, and we all work together, and that's the awesome.
Hi, sorry.
No, that's fine. Teresa shared what you had. Okay. Do you have anything you want to add?
I do not. My role, I'm with Livingston County Probation, but my role, I've been working with Rhonda and John when I can. Has Rhonda talked? Spoke already? Okay. So I'm just assisting and trying to get some of my clients engaged with recovery and action. So.
And that's important. I didn't touch on that, so I'm glad you mentioned that, Maggie, because I feel that's really important for us.
Right. And for you, those of you who don't know, at the May 4th event in February, Maddie brought 5 people?
I think 4. There's supposed to be more, but things happen before.
Yeah, and so that was great. Individuals in probation and cohort, or whatever that combination is, maybe both, I don't know. But having people with lived experience, newer people with lived experience, not necessarily old guys, being at the table. And the other part of that is, I wanted to touch on what Rhonda talked about also. The folks that came to our Recovery in Action event on June 28th were people in long-term recovery, not knowing what this was. And we added all of them to the email list because they all wanted to know what we're doing and sit on it, study it, know what we're doing, and possibly join. So possibly joining is a lot better than going, I don't want anything to do with this. So that's an awesome achievement as well. So getting back to the accomplishments in the years we've experienced the growth and stability and recovery without hope. But growth is the growth in the council itself, not only in numbers, but also in our own knowledge. And that comes to working with the other agencies at events or whatever it might be. I know more today about what a sheriff's department does than I've ever known in my life by sitting across the desk from this gentleman. Years ago, I didn't want to know. But the reality of it is, I know more about what they do. I have a deeper understanding about why they do it. They're not bad guys. And it took me a lot of years to get that out of my head. It's that simple. And the officers coming to the events show the individuals in the community that they're cool. They're good people. They have a purpose. And so that growth by the sheriff's department being on board is awesome. Stability within the community, our peers and those who support and serve. So encouragement, empowerment amongst the people in this room, amongst the people on this call, and amongst the people in our group. You all do a great job. I've been invited to a lot of different things as the ROSC guy. You go, wow, you do these things. This is awesome. And hope for positive outcomes. The recovery movement itself, hope for the recovery movement itself, and for those we set out to serve. We need to promote hope. I know they do that at IHR. I know this is their jobs, whether it's in the schools or counseling or as a clinician, whatever it might be. In the advocacy that Lauren does, she promotes hope in what the health department does, what Deb does, and all of these agencies. We do promote that. We do promote that hope because, we all know someone or lots of someones that are living proof of what that can mean and what it could do. So we've done, I think we've covered what we absolutely have to cover, except eat the rest of those cookies. Take them home, put them in your area, whatever you need to do. Does anyone else have anything else for me?
I have one more thing, and I apologize because I haven't been in meetings the last couple of months. Thresherman's Parade, is that something you want to be in? That Ross wants to?
Personally, if we can get someone to do that on a Sunday, we will, but it will not be me.
Okay. It won't be me either. I work for I work like.
But that's something that will be coming up in our discussions. Yeah, well, coming up in our discussions in the next subject. See if anyone wants to participate in that. Not put it on the calendar because I haven't had anyone say, hey, I want to do that.
I just didn't know if you were aware because I wasn't here for a couple of months. So
It was talked about last month, but
I say that every year. 26 years I've been doing it.
Your bus per function.
Give me a few hours.
Anything else?
Say, and this is what I was looking at Aaron earlier, we were thinking about doing we're not gonna be at Harvest Days to do a table, but we're thinking of doing the Harvest Days parade, which I think you were maybe part of that conversation, maybe you weren't. That might have been separate, that was just us. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking to. Yeah. And so Samantha has been working on that. So I said that I told her and Joe that you guys might be interested in like just being next to us like we do for the Threshermen. So.
You parade together?
We parade together.
It's a lot of fun. Yes. I don't know does the Dwight one, so I can't call and say, hey, make sure all of these people. I got that.
Thanks, Deb, though.
All right. Anyone else?
John, if you could email out the list of events, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Get that in the minutes of this meeting.
Thank you.
I think just with the iPlan thing, one thing I didn't say is I was trying to make sure I got everything that we had going on. We work with a population that is not always represented in these surveys. So the more that you could help them be represented in the survey, the better off the data collection is going to be. That was one thing as I was kind of going through. I felt like there are some groups that are maybe not represented as well. So to the very best of your ability, if you can help get some of those people, those clients represented, that would be fabulous.
The data collection, I don't know if a lot of people know, if you don't deal with grants or things like that, the more data you have, the more grant money you're gonna get in the county because you can represent different areas. And it's so important to do OSFs, and it's so important to do the health departments. I encourage everybody to do both. I encourage everybody I get a hold of. I send out emails to people, hey, make sure you do both of them. And, you know, because that depends the amount of money we're getting in here. And, you know, I had a conversation with the school principal the other day, school superintendent. And she said, she always tells me there's no homeless, there's no homeless. And I'm like, there is. They come in and they show me. And they said, you know, I call you every couple of months to find out how many homeless kids you have, and you always tell me you don't have any, or you don't return my call. I know this not to be real. Do you realize the grant money that you are costing different agencies? And she's like, no, I didn't even think about that. So now Prairie Central has somebody in charge of homeless. I've yet to get a report from it, but now there is somebody in charge of it over there. But for years I would call, how many homeless kids you got? How many, you know, we don't have any. Exclusive to Pontiac. The white kids need the same answer. We don't have any, we don't have any.
I wonder if they make their parents fill out the McKinney veto form every beginning of the school year. Because I know in Pontiac they do.
It's like, you know, if you don't give us this stuff, you're costing money to agencies that can use that information to get bigger grants to help your people.
And I will say, we frequently get requests for our IPLAN data, and I know OSF, we tap into theirs all the time. And just as an example, you know, there's different indicators on there related to drug and alcohol use and feelings of safety and homelessness and all of those kind of things that we know as the work that we do, that there's those issues there, that the funding is what helps address those things. And to Doug's point, without strong data, and for us, just on the research end, in order to do a proper power analysis of this, we have to have a minimum of 386, which is not an easy task anymore because people just want to kind of keep scrolling by, and especially whenever we got multiple ones going. But it's really, really important because they only come around every few years, and it makes that heck of a difference whenever we're applying for grants.
And the other thing is, who fills it out are us.
Yeah.
Yes. We're not the ones that need that information.
Right.
Yeah. We're not bringing them any grant money.
Yep.
I had incentivized some clients to fill it out to get community service credit, and not all of them have community service, but if I ask them, I don't mean that in a threatening way, but if I ask them, they like me, so they'll do it. So I'm working on that and trying to get other colleagues on board.
Thank you.
So I'm Teresa just informed me of the OSF surveys, but I asked them to me so we can do the same with that.
Yeah, I sat at the food pantry and did the OSF survey in Summit last Saturday. And I got most everybody to fill it out, and then I gave them the information for yours because I didn't have yours in paper.
We just discussed that today about food pantries.
So on the note of what she's doing, which is really smart, how about all these people that come to ask for the money? They need to go do a survey to.
And that would be perfect, other than Salvation Army is out of money, and so are we. So
But there's still people coming there and they get asked them like.
Yeah, but we're telling them no.
You can say, I'm sorry I have to tell you no, but you know what? We really need you to fill out the survey, so maybe next time we can tell you what they're gonna say.
When we tell them no, they call us nasty names. Nasty names or sit there and cry, and you can't get them out of the office because they're crying hysterical because they have no place to go.
I know a lot of people have been in township.
The last thing either one of them want is a survey. If we can give them money, yeah, we could do that. Hey, you know, you need to fill this out. But someday, Homeless Coalition has a little bit left, but not a whole lot. And that's it. We get one homelessness grant a year. That's it. It's over. Homeless Coalition will be out of business for the rest of the year.
Sad, but good to know.
The Salvation Army has gone through $7,000 this year. $74,000.
It sounds like a lot, but it goes like one.
Or three.
The only thing I was gonna say is Laura from Mid also talked at the Butterfly Project, last Butterfly meeting, that they're doing a survey too. It's just like a certain section of town, like north of Main Street or something, or right, I don't know what direction, somewhere north of. And so then there's another survey out there too. So I'm sure people are like, what's going on? So,
Yeah, I was thinking mid.
okay, so then yeah, we like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but that was.
All right, does anyone have anything else?
Make sure you get signed up on our sign-in sheet. I think we might have missed a few that came in.
Yes, that would help us greatly. Look forward to the minutes from the meeting next week, probably about a week from now. With that will be all of the dates on our calendar as well. If you would like to join in, if you have any questions, however that may be, if it's ROSC related, shoot me an email, give me a call. All of my information is right there. We'll move on with August meeting is sometime in the future, next August, the first. It's coming August, okay? And then find us on social media. There we go. We're in, we're out. That's okay. Social media page stays the same. Autumn's contact information is now along with Carrie's and mine. So another person to reach out to if you have any need for that. And I believe that's it. Yeah, there we go. And we'll get that in the minutes as well. So myself, Carrie, and Autumn now as well. You can reach out to any of those in our absence, and always rosc@gmail.com. So that is underutilized, but use mine for this group. But you know, if you know anyone has any questions, they want to participate, they want help with whatever that might be, that's what we're here for. Thank you all very much. Thank you everyone on the Zoom call for joining us today. Thank you Autumn and Caitlin for facilitating all of this, and thank you to IHR for hosting us for our first in-person ROSC Council meeting. Have a great day.
Hi, everyone.